Hi, I'm Finn. So today I just want to do a video on searching for your passions and why there's a good chance you'll never really find what you're passionate about. And it's what I use what I'm going to tell you is what I use actually in my coaching with people, which has people get clear about the difference between a passion and a purpose. So the place I come from and what changed for me was when I actually started looking for what my purpose was in life. And the difference being when I focus solely on what am I passionate about, and I'd often ask these questions to myself all the time because I was desperately seeking who I was, what I meant to do in the world, but all through this view or this focus of what am I passionate about. And see, the problem with that is I'm multi-passionate. I'm very multi-passionate. I don't doubt that if you're listening, you're probably very multi-passionate too. You probably have many things that you enjoy. And I guess to get to the essence of it is like, what is a passion anyway? Like, what is passion? Well, firstly, the definition of passion is that it's a compelling emotions. So strong or compelling emotions, which means it's all tied up in feeling. It's how you feel about something. So the thing is, I have feelings about a lot of things, some good, some bad. I can be compassionate in a bad way about something. It doesn't mean that's good. And the fact is I have feelings about many, 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 many things. And when I got clear that the thing was I was focusing too much on feeling and this passion thing versus purpose. And so what's purpose? Purpose is the reason or the means for something existing, the reason behind something existing, the meaning behind something existing, the why. And as far as I'm concerned, that is far more appropriate if you look through this focus at what you're supposed to do with your life. So, why are you here? Why do you do what you do? Why do you think what you think? Why do you see the world a certain way? Every one of us is just so effing unique that the fact is the way you view the world is completely different from the guy sitting on you on the bus, how he sees the world. 100%. And the fact is, given that you view life a certain way, which is through your experience, it's a culmination of all the experiences you've had in your life, every thought, every feeling, your purpose is going to be so different from somebody else's, which means your message that you have to share with the world is going to be so different from somebody else's. And the fact that you're 100% unique means that you're 100% brand in yourself. You don't have to worry about that as long as you own being yourself. And here's where the thing where it comes in is that we can get so tied up in, and I think I'd call it like three things that stop people from getting their purpose. And we can get tied up in them that we just never reach the why behind what we do. Okay, so one of them, and this is something you can look at in your own life, and I've had to look at it mine a lot, and it's where my wisdom comes from. And look, for some people they're just not going to resonate with it. But generally, for me, I've taken this and I've looked always at my life and I've asked myself, why? So the first one that I would say is stopping you from getting your purpose, not passion, is stopping you from getting your purpose, is distractions. Okay, so what are distractions? Well, filling in your time with loads of stuff. And essentially it's because often we think we're going to find our passion / what I call purpose outside there in the world. So you go to movies, you go out dancing, you go on dates, you go to restaurants, you go to cafes, you have coffee, you search the net, you watch YouTube videos, you watch TV, you read a few magazines, you study, you go to work, you sleep. Okay, we just fill our lives in with doing things, and sometimes we forget why we're even doing them because we've been doing them for so long. And often when we try new things, we're actually doing them because we feel like there's something we might get out of that. We might find our true calling, our purpose in that. And I want to tell you that, and it's only from my experience, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, you're not going to find your purpose outside of yourself. It ain't out there. It's already in you. It's been there since day one. It's been building since day one. Your message for the world's been building since day one, and you're not going to find it out your front door. You're not even going to find it in your house, period. It's in you. And I'm not going to tell you to go do some meditation or lie on your bed and start giving deep thought. What I'd actually tell someone to do is actually start to get so freaking honest with yourself about who you are and why you're here. You only have to ask that question to yourself. Why am I here? And it will start to come. And I mean, it's not going to go like this, but it will slowly start to come, because it only comes if you start asking the question. So if you're distracting yourself every day by going off to uni, getting a coffee, hanging out with friends, going to a dance club on Thursday night, waking up late on Friday morning because you're hungover, taking drugs, jamming in a weekend because you've got to go back to uni or work during the week, and you only get a 2-day fucking weekend, and that's when you only have a life. I'm sorry, that's not a life anyway. But the fact being, you're spending all this time putting energy into outside stuff, and you're not ever asking yourself, why am I here? What am I meant to do? What is my purpose? And when you actually start asking that of yourself, it'll start to come. It'll show up in your world. You won't have to look outside of the world, because it'll just show up for you. It will start to show up. The other thing I want to say is, often it's something you've been rejecting for a really, really, really long time. So it's actually, your purpose has always been there. You've probably been told what you're good at. You probably have some sort of inkling on what you're meant to do, but you keep ignoring it. So much so that you might actually not even be able to acknowledge right now what skills and assets you have or what your purpose is, because it's so buried in your resistance that you don't want to look at it. And I need you to know that the things you resist most, and it's 100%, the things you resist most are often going to be the things that have you just explode in this life. And not literally, but explode into the person you're supposed to be. And because there's so much fear tied up in that, we resist it the most. So we can't even see it. Some people can. You might get glimpses of it and you just go, oh, I don't. Someone tells you what you're good at and you just think, oh, yeah, I'll try this instead. Oh, actually, I might try being a fashion designer. And you're just trying to do all these different things, and yet it's staring you right in the face. It's almost like it's here and it's going, hey, I'm over here. This is my purpose. Look at me. And you're just like, oh, yeah, hey, who's that fucking weirdo? I don't want to talk to him. That's what it's about. You're not looking. It's right there. And so my thing to people, if you're looking for your passion, forget passions. They're compelling emotions. They're things you got feelings about. We have feelings all the time. Forget passion. What is your purpose? What is the reasoning behind why you do what you do, why you think what you think, and why you're here? And ask that to yourself. Just ask it every day, and ever so slowly, it'll start to show up. It's not going to show up in you going out and searching for it. It'll show itself. It will show itself. So that's all I wanted to share today. I will be talking tomorrow more about what we do to avoid finding our purpose and some of the things we tell ourselves and that are blocks to actually getting clear on what you're meant to do. So I'll go into that tomorrow, but hopefully that resonated with some people. Some people it won't. Some people are going to believe it's all about passion, and that's great. That's for you. This video is for people that feel like what I just said makes sense to them, because it made sense to me and it's helped me. So anyway, if you have anyone to leave some comments, I'd love to know if people have already found their purpose or whether they've got an inkling of what it is but they're avoiding it or they're scared to look at it. Leave a comment below, or otherwise, wait for my next video. Thanks, bye.